Happy Hump Day! How's everybody doing today? 222. We are live at 2:22. I did not mean for that to happen, and I also mentioned that in 22 seconds of our video. How cool is that? All right. Howdy doody. Hello. Hi, Malia. Hello. Oh, it says you are an anniversary follower and a milestone follower, Malia. Thank you. Hi, Stace. How is everybody doing today? Hi, Patty. Hi, Tina. Oh, thank you for joining me. I feel so special. You just can't get this from TikTok, right? All right. Hi, Anna. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Lori. Not so beautiful today, Lori, but thank you. I have been battling the worst case of vertigo I've ever had in my life. Actually, it's like the second time I've ever had it. The first time I had vertigo was when I fainted January 8th in Springfield. So I haven't experienced that until last Thursday, and now I have it, and it is just, the whole place is spinning. The medication they're giving me isn't working, so I have had a free experience at like Six Flags. That's what my life has been for the last few days. I'm all like bumped up. I've fallen like 4 times. I feel like I'm an 80-year-old lady. But other than that, I am still kicking ass at readings, and Spirit makes sure that the world isn't spinning when I'm doing it, so I cannot complain. Hi, Dawn. Yes, vertigo sucks. It is, I am over it. But I have a appointment with an ENT, and then we're going to do an MRI because we can't quite figure out why I have it. So hopefully we can get to the bottom of that soon. I wanted to, yeah, I am. It sucks. Thank you so much, though. Air Care, cool name. So the winner of our 4 seats to the Funny Bone event is Emily Pesla. I hope I'm saying her name right. I did tag her earlier, but just in case she didn't see it, we're going to go ahead and announce it on here. And just to let you guys know, we have announced that winner. Okay. So I have a promo code for you guys before we get started with readings, and I like to announce it on here. Hi, Casey. I like to announce it on here. Casey is my sister, and she lives in Chicago. Anyways, I get sidetracked so easy. I like to announce anytime I have a promo code, which I only do about 2 or 3 times a year, and I haven't even done one yet. I like to announce it on here because if you are a follower and you're watching the live right now, you'll know that once those promo codes go out, once I announce it on Facebook through a post, usually most shows are completely sold out for the rest of the year for, you know, whichever events are posted. And we're to a point where I don't think we'll have repeat events in any areas, maybe in Moberly, but I'm not for sure for this year. So, hi Tiffany. Tiffany is my nurse. She's working with me to try to figure out why I'm spinning all the time. Anyways, so I have a promo code for you guys. It's $10 off all tickets except for the ones that are at theaters, which is the Funny Bone and the Blue Note. The Blue Note will be announced tomorrow, so they have not started selling tickets for the Blue Note. I can tell you secretly that the Blue Note will be doing the promo code. I just don't know when they're going to do it. They're not doing it right at the moment that they announce that I'll be there. But so this promo code is for every event except for Funny Bone and the Blue Note. You save $10 on all tickets, and I made it unlimited this year. So you can buy as many tickets to as many events as you want and use that code. I believe the only stipulation is that you have to purchase, I'm not for sure, I think you may have to purchase each ticket individually to get the $10 off. If somebody actually ends up using that code, the code I'm getting ready to give you, to purchase multiple tickets and it works on each one, please shoot me a message and let me know because I don't know how that works out. I don't buy tickets to my own events. Hi Fred, how are you? So good to see everybody on here. So if you are ready for the code, it's pretty simple. I do the same one every year to celebrate my birthday, which is Gemini. So it's capital Gemini, all caps, Gemini. And you can put this in the promo code area at checkout to save 10 bucks on all your tickets. This event, the promo code event will end June 21st, which is also when Gemini season ends. So we haven't quite started Gemini season yet, but I get so excited that I wanted to go ahead and get started. Actually, maybe we did. I can't remember. Like, what day is it? I'm trying to stay on track just to stand up half of the time. So anyways, special letter that we are pulling for today is F. Okay, so that's you, Kathy Fuller. That's you, Amy Fleshman. Anybody with an F first or last initial, or a letter that has to do with a situation that you're wanting guidance on. So maybe that's, you're thinking about moving to Fulton, that's an F. Or maybe you're going to become a farmer, and that's an F, and you want to know if it's something you should do. Those types of things. So, yes, Fred. Yes, that is you. Frank. Yes, we got lots of F's today. Did you guys know that? Because these are people I haven't seen on my lives before. I think I may have seen you one other time, Frank. So you knew, maybe. I don't know, somewhere in there. So I have 3 cards, actually, that I pulled for letter F's. And then, of course, we have our 1, 2, and 3 cards. So here we go. Go ahead and put the number of the card that you pick in the comment section just to hold yourself accountable. We've got 1, we've got 2, and we've got 3. And this is from the fairy deck. The suits for the fairy deck are the seasons, and we have a summer season, a spring season, and a winter season with these cards. So we're kind of all across the board. Fred, unless you just want to, you don't have to pick a card because I will have cards just for you. Special cards just for the letter F today. Every time I do this, every Wednesday, anytime after 2, between 2 and 3, I'll do this. And I will pick a special letter from the alphabet, sometimes 2 letters, and they will get their very own cards. Okay? So we have 1, 2, and 3 from the fairy deck. So just pick which one you want. Fred, I would go ahead and go with number 2 in addition to the F cards that I'm going to be pulling for you, just so you know. Because there's a reason that you ended up putting that there, right? You're supposed to hear it all. Just a little reminder while we're doing this, for those of you that literally just popped on, promo code is Gemini, saves $10 off every single ticket that you purchase except for the theater events, which are Blue Note and the Funny Bone. So Moberly, Chillicothe, Springfield, Illinois. I'm just trying to think of all the ones that I have coming up that I can think of off the top of my head. You can save $10 on all of those events for each ticket that you purchase. Like I said, I think you do need to purchase the tickets individually to save 10 bucks each time. I'm not for sure on that. And if somebody wants to let me know, I would so appreciate to know that. All right. Awesome sauce. Okay. Man, we got a lot of people joining today. Usually we stay around the 40s, 50s, so that's awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, who is ready for number 1? All right. Jennifer, Pam, Lucinda, Malia. Those are my 1s. Got some more 1s up there too. Okay. I love this card for you. The Ace of Summer, the fact that we are getting ready to step into summer and that season, just even, it makes me feel like there's even more validity to this card. This is the Ace of Summer, which means 1. Ace equates to 1, which means the beginning, which also makes sense, right? But this card is all about the rebirth of a current relationship, so the resurgence of a current relationship, or the beginning of a new one. I love that for anybody who is currently in a situation where they're struggling within their relationship, because here is your lifeline, right? I'm throwing that out there to you. Things are going to get better. Resurgence is going to hit. And you know, all relationships go through ebbs and flows, right? But in this particular situation, you are getting ready to flow again. And if you aren't with anybody, someone will be stepping into your vicinity. So keep your eyes and ears open. The other thing that this card can mean, if you do not feel that that meaning in particular is for you, is the beginning of opening up to your psychic abilities. So you know that I believe everybody is psychic. In fact, that is the name of my psychic class, my beginner psychic class is Everyone is Psychic. But if you pick this card today, there is some sort of spiritual epiphany or spiritual awakening that you are supposed to be aware of. Both of these meanings could have to do with you. It doesn't have to do, you know, you don't just have to have one or the other. Well, you know, is somebody going to step into my life, or am I going to get these psychic abilities ramping up? It could be both for you. But more than likely, it's one or the other, and you'll be able to identify, using your intuition, which one you feel is for you. The awakening of the psychic abilities is probably my favorite time during the psychic journey, because it's such an aha moment. And the things that you're able to bring forward and understand in the very beginning are so much more complex. It's almost like if it's the same as it was for me. In the very beginning of my psychic journey, I always equate it to, you know, when a dog sticks his head out the window and he like gets a high from smelling the environment. I don't know what that's called. I just know that dogs love to do that. It's the same thing with your psychic ability when you first start. I remember going to Walmart and being like, you're having an affair. You can't do that. I don't think you should do that to random people. But I did, and I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like Spider-Man. So don't go as crazy with your psychic abilities in the beginning as I did, but be aware of them, because something's happening, okay? Yes, you can totally use that code for Zoom, Cami. So what's really, really cool about the $10 off code is that it makes all tickets to live events just 25 bucks, and all tickets to Zoom events just 15 bucks. So that's super, super cheap, probably the cheapest that we do all year. All right, so psychic abilities, resurgence of a relationship, or somebody new stepping into your life. That is what card number 1 means if you pick that. If you feel that this makes sense, if you can connect to it, go ahead and let us know in the comments. That's always fun to see. Okay, card number 2. All right, you got the Ace of Spring. We are currently in the season of spring, so that's interesting. This card is all about it's time to take action. So something is going on within your life right now that the universe wants you to be fearless about. There's something going on, and I think that it's like in the back of your head. I think it's an idea. I'm not even 100% for sure what it is exactly that's going on that you need to hop on, but for some reason I feel like this is career related. So intuitively, I want to let you know that that's the area where I'm being pulled to. But don't, if your intuition says otherwise, use your intuition. Nobody knows you better than you. Although sometimes it can be kind of tricky to read yourself because we allow our ego to take over, and that is frustrating. I personally get private readings from students, friends, and other psychics that I know once or twice a year. And I do that because it's very hard for me to read myself based on my ego. It's getting easier and easier each year that I do it to step out of my ego and use just my higher voice. But if for you that's also an issue like it is for me, then I would highly suggest you take what this card says seriously, which is it's time to get on it. Quit telling yourself that you can't do it. Quit telling yourself that there's a roadblock somewhere in you know, the vicinity of what you're wanting to do. This card is also known as, the Ace of Spring is also known as the Dream Maker. So this card is all about it's time to make your dreams come true. It's time to stop saying no to all of the opportunities that you're being presented with. So if you're wanting to know, gosh, should I do that? Is this what's meant for me? Yes, 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 yes. And I'm going to show you this card just because I love how beautiful it is. And it's just magical. Maybe there's something that you can pick out of there. I'll show you the previous one as well. You can always screenshot this so that you can save it and then pick apart the images in the picture, okay? Sometimes I'll be reading someone and the message in the card makes zero sense to me, but the rabbit up to the left, knowing what the meaning of a rabbit is exactly what I needed to be able to interpret this message. So the pictures are just as important when you're reading cards, okay? Okay. Yep, Dana, and that is so, so, so hard, and I understand. I don't understand in the sense that I've lost someone in as a partner, but I do understand empathetically based on, what I've been around for so many years, and it makes me sick for you. It breaks my heart. I know it can't be easy. It's like breaking a scab off something that's already healed. I get it. But there's also healing to be had in that, Dana. So maybe come looking at it from a different perspective. Maybe some healing will be had through that. Okay. All right. So my number 3 people, you guys got 6 of winter, okay? Pay attention to the 6 here. So the 6th month of the year would be June. You could also go 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 days. But positive changes are on their way. That's essentially what the 6 of winter means. The other thing that this could mean is traveling or relocating, okay? So if you have a trip coming up, if you have a relocation in the back of your mind that you're trying to decide if you should do, this card comes through as a big, resilient yes. Take the trip or move. The other thing that this could mean has a lot to do with the relief of troubled times, which is kind of the first line of that reading, which is positive changes are on their way. So yeah, a welcome relief of shit. It's been rough for you, I'm guessing, my number 3s, because if you are getting positive changes on their way, and there's a reason. So just sit back with a little bit of relief, take a hot bath, have some tea, and just know that things are going to get better for you, okay? They really, truly are. All right, awesome, Charity. Okay. I understand. It was a huge struggle for everybody. This was the worst Mercury in retrograde that I can remember in 10 years. I fell down my stairs several times. I mean, there was just so many things that has happened, and I definitely feel the weight of the world off of my shoulders now that we are back in alignment. So yes, Mercury is back to spinning correctly. Or as some of the memes say, Mercury is out of reverse cowgirl. There's that. Okay, so if you have an F in your name, or if you are drawn to the letter F for some reason that involves what you're looking for guidance for, I have your cards here. Very first card that I pulled for you, and I pulled 3 total. I usually don't do that, but today I felt like I needed extra guidance, extra information. So you got the number 12 out of the angel deck, which is the awakening card. This is huge, but it doesn't just mean a spiritual awakening. I think a lot of people see the awakening card as, oh my God, I've got the ability and here it comes. Or, we expect some sort of awakening to be physical, and there's nothing physical about an awakening most of the time. It's usually always mental and sometimes emotional. So there is an awakening coming. It's happening in your head. Quit ignoring it. So many people think that it has to be this big phenomena, and that's not the case at all. It's usually incredibly subtle, and you don't even realize that you've had the awakening until you're like 5 minutes before falling asleep in bed. So there's a temporary standstill here going with you, letter Fs. There's an important urgency to tell you to be yourself. Stick up for yourself. And when I pulled the second card, which is the 7 of spring, pay attention to 12s and 7s, okay? Because the 12th is the awakening card. That could have to do with December, the 12th of the month. We could also even get super crazy and go with the 7 being July 12th, okay? But that may not be the case for everybody. Just pay attention to those 2 numbers. This card is all about being more assertive. So it tells me that while you're going through this awakening, you know, when we pull multiple cards and we do a multi-deck reading, it almost is like a story, and that's why I love pulling more than one card. But this is all about courageously standing up for yourself. It's time for you to take a standstill. Do not back down. Stop letting other people manipulate you. Stop letting people tell you what your dream should be. Do not take anybody else's consideration as far as what should I do or what should I go after or what area should I explore within my life. It's time for you to be you. Stop backing down. You're having an awakening for a reason. And I feel like this is probably like your third or fourth awakening. So usually we only need one or two of those, okay? If you've been going through more than one, there's a reason. And it's kind of like, because every single time that you decide, okay, I'm really starting to see how things are aligning within my life, I'm finding balance, we let somebody come in and fuck it up for us. So stop doing that, okay? One other thing that I want to bring up, and this is because of the third card that I pulled for letter F's, you ended up getting the Elephant, which is all about overcoming issues, obstacles that get in your way, and not just regular obstacles, you know, of every day. I'm talking about obstacles that get in the way of making your dreams happen. I think as spiritualists and just free-minded, open thinkers, we tend to assume that if something doesn't happen and if it's not easy, maybe it's not the path for us. Stop doing that. That is the worst thing you could do. You know what that's called? That's called self-sabotage. When things get just a little bit hard and we decide, oh, it's not for me. Life isn't easy, and we know that, right? We know it's not easy. But I think that a lot of us, like I said, the free thinkers, we tend to assume that if something doesn't come directly to us, or, you know, if there's this tiny little hang up in what we're going after, then maybe it's not for us and we need to walk in the other direction. And that is not the case at all, I can promise you. A lot of times when those obstacles come, it's more about the timing, okay? So remember that. The timing has to be absolutely correct for you to get what you're supposed to be getting, or for you to go through what you're supposed to be going so that you can grow through it. And so if the timing isn't correct, sometimes we have to step back and reassess and then move forward again. But do not run in the opposite direction if you feel intuitively that you are on the right path toward your dreams, okay? Self-sabotage is the worst thing that you could ever do to yourself, and we all do it. I am the self-sabotage queen, okay? But I'm working through that. I just watched some pretty incredible videos, and I'm not as sure how I feel about this particular person, because he seems to have, I mean, some of the things he says makes a lot of sense. Some of the other stuff, it's kind of out there and almost seems, I wouldn't say cult-like, but I don't even know how to describe it. But his name is, let me see if I can find it for you real quick. I watched them last night, and it was all about self-sabotage, and it was amazing. His name is Jason Christoff. And what caught my eye was I was thinking for a while about homeschooling my children, and I'm not 100% sure that that's even the direction that I'm going at this point. I think it might push me over the edge. But anyways, I was thinking about doing that, and then as I was scrolling through my Facebook feed, this thing popped up, and I know it's hard for you to see, but what it basically says is, if you homeschool your children, they won't fit in with society. And the guy says, yeah, that's the point. And so I love that thought, and I love the idea of him saying basically, that's the whole fucking point, is that we don't want them to fit in with the other robots here, you know, making your decision based strictly on going with the flow of what everybody else is doing instead of thinking individually. And I think that that's a safe spot for us. If we're in this big group and we do the same thing that everybody else is doing, it's safe, right? But if we go off on our own and we decide to become a crazy-ass psychic medium that loves metal and rock and roll and uses the F word on stage 20 times, I mean, who is even going to be interested in that? You're going to offend so many people. You're going against the main religion in America, which is Christianity. How can, you know what I mean? Like, give me a fucking break. And so there was something beautiful in that message, and I wanted to share that with you. Maybe you want to check him out. I don't know. Like I said, some of his ideas and tactics and thoughts are crazy and kind of out there. But he had some really good points about self-sabotage. And because I'm someone that struggles with that, and it popped up right when it did, I fed into it. And I was interested in quite a bit that he had to say. But like I said, don't take my word for it, and I don't know what he's all about. But he had some pretty good memes. All right, guys. I am going to get off of here and go get my kids from school. This was amazing. Please don't forget to use promo code Gemini to save $10 off any event except for the Columbia and St. Louis events. I'm pretty sure that every event will sell out at this point. We're almost sold out of the Moberly event on June 10th. That one's almost sold out. But after the promo code hits, we will probably sell almost every event out. And so I wanted to give you guys that promo code first. That way you can go and purchase your tickets and stay in the know. Okay, I am off. I love you guys so much. You have a wonderful rest of the day. Have a badass weekend. And I will see you in a week. I love you guys. Bye-bye.